Last episode, we made our iron farm so much more streamlined by adding in compacting drawers so we don't have to craft ingots or blocks. We also added a new greenhouse in behind our house so that we could automate cabbage, onions, and beetroots. We textured up our lava factory from the previous episode and made it look spectacular, and we built an amazing mob farm which is currently getting us a lot of XP, a lot of bones, and a lot of arrows. And this episode we are going to be looking at doing a couple of things around the valley. So the first thing that we are going to be looking at today is, well, sleeping. Oh, what a nice morning. Right, so this episode we are going to be looking at doing a couple of things around the valley just to make our lives a little bit easier, as well as developing a location for a farm that we currently have and building a new farm altogether. So to make our lives a little bit easier, we are going to be heading on into the Nether to grab a blaze spawner. Now, I know what you're all thinking. For anybody who saw the YouTube short announcing the end of season 1 after only 4 short episodes, blaze spawners are a touchy topic for me. They are a touchy subject. They are what got us killed in our last world. However, our last mob farm in the last world was built primarily out of wood. And as you can see from this one, it is not built out of wood. So we should be okay to add a blaze spawner in here. Now, a couple of the other things that are going to make our life easier and finding a location for an existing farm is our tree farm. So at the moment we have this tree farm just kind of sat in front of our workshop with this little storage area next to it, and essentially this just spins around and collects 4 thick trees. We are currently collecting wood manually with this farm, as in it will spin around, but then once the chests are full I need to manually put it in the storage system. So what I thought we could do today is we could find a location to build our actual dedicated tree farm building, and we could link it up to the storage that is underneath our house. So however we're going to do that, I'm not 100% sure. All I know is that I want a proper building for our tree farm. However, that's not going to be the first thing that we do today. Something else that I want to build is actually our andesite farm. So if I just pop up to the lava factory, you can see that our lava is generating incredible amounts. We have 821 buckets there and 783 buckets there. So what I thought we could do is we can make another tank and fill it up with about a couple of 100 buckets. And essentially what we'll do is we'll take that elsewhere and we will start our andesite factory. So the andesite factory is going to be generating us andesite, which we are going to then take some iron from our iron farm, route it over, and we're going to make andesite alloy. So I want to create a little factory that is going to not only automate the production of andesite, but it is also then going to automate the production of andesite alloy with roughly about 3/4 of that andesite. So we have to find a way to siphon off about 75% to be created into andesite alloy, but then we also want to keep about 15 to 25% of it just so that we have some building blocks as well, because everybody likes a bit of andesite. Although, like I said, neither of those things are going to be the first thing that we work on today. The first thing that we work on today is actually going to be getting that blaze spawner in, because it scares me the most, so I feel like if I just get it over with, we should be okay. So my plan is, I have much better armor here now than I did when I initially went into the Nether in the last world, and better armor than I had when we went into the Nether for the first time in this world. So my plan is just to beeline straight to the fortress and then pick up a blaze spawner and bring it back, and then we can get blaze rods and a lot of XP, and the XP is going to help us enchant up our armor even further. So I need to get everything ready for a minecart contraption, and then I'm going to hop into the Nether, go and grab a blaze spawner, and then pop back and put it into the mob farm. Okay, now that we're back up here with our blaze spawner, what we can do is if we turn the farm off for a moment, just so that the belts aren't flinging skeletons at us the whole time, what we can do is we do need to kill this skeleton. So let's just kill him, and then we can pop in and get a couple of torches around here, and then we can reattach the tinted glass and get some blaze spawning in there. They probably will try and attack the deployer, but that should be okay. So we should be getting some blaze rods in here. Perfect. And some more XP. Oh, yes. We have a successful blaze farm. We never had that in the last world because it killed us. 9 blaze rods already. This is really good. Now what we have is we have a working mob farm. which is getting us bones, arrows, blaze rods, and a ton of XP. I have these chunks loaded, which is good, because I can just kind of leave this running while I'm doing other stuff, like editing up other videos. And leaving it running is exactly what I did last night while I was streaming. So, I did use some of this XP to repair up some tools, add a couple of enchantments to my gear. I'll go over everything that happened in the stream in just a second. Something else that we did on the stream last night was a little bit of terraforming. So you can see if we walk down here, there is no longer the massive mountain here. This bit has been carved back. We've gotten rid of all the podzol, and we've knocked down the tree farm. Now, knocking down the tree farm is important because that is going to be our project for today, is to get a multi-wood tree farm built. But a couple of other things that we did on the stream was, you can see over there, we have a little bit of a wall. So if I just go over and show you what we have, this is it's all sort of temporary-ish for now. So I don't know if I want to keep this style of wall. I don't know if this is how we're going to keep it. I do want to fill out a couple more places with it just to be 100% sure that I like it. But if you guys like that wall, if you guys like the style of it, do let me know in the comments down below, and we can think about keeping it. But it is something that we worked on the stream last night. Unfortunately, we didn't get to any mining, but one thing that we did get to, which I am super stoked about, because I don't know why I haven't built this sooner. I'm so excited about it. You know what? I'm just going to show you. Oh, we have a jetpack. Oh, isn't it amazing? We can fly. And just look at how beefy this thing is. This thing is insane. Oh, the cogwheels move. Oh, I never knew that. Oh, but this has made our life so much easier. It's incredible how much easier things are. And the first thing we did when we made this jetpack was we actually went and made a schematic of our iron farm. So I had a comment on the iron farm episode. I think that was episode 3 of the series. I had a comment. Trent Wetzel said, "Love the video. You ever think about doing a schematic for the building? Would love to check it out." Well, I have done a schematic for the building, and I will be releasing that with this episode. I'm sure I replied to that comment and said I would put it in the description for the last episode, but unfortunately I didn't get around to it, so I will be putting a link to a Google Drive which will have the schematic for the iron farm in there, available for everybody for free in the description of this episode. So if you're interested in that, if you like the way the building looked, then feel free to check it out. I think it will include all of the mechanical parts as well. So it will include all of the mechanics inside. So if you want a fully working iron farm that you can just place down in your build and get a schematic cannon going, then please feel free to take a look at the schematic down in the description. Let me know if you guys use it, let me know if you guys like it, and let me know if you guys want me to keep doing stuff like that where I include schematics of buildings, because it's definitely something I can think about. Now that we have that out of the way and I have explained everything that happened on the stream last night, by the way, thank you to everybody who came out and said hello, you can see we have this big open space. Huge, vast open space up here that we didn't have before. Now, this space is going to be used for our tree farm. So the idea is I want to get a tree farm built in this space that can get us multiple different types of wood. So ideally I'm going to want spruce wood, dark oak wood, and birch wood. I don't think we're going to go for any other types of wood just yet, but maybe once we do find an acacia, once we find a savanna, we might grab some acacia wood, and likewise with a jungle, we might grab a couple of jungle trees if we find one. But yeah, there really is not a lot of locations with that type of stuff in it around us. The large biomes does kind of make it difficult to get those things. However, we can build something called a nature's compass, which I've been wanting to build for a while, but I think I want to go and grab everything that I need for it now. So for a nature's compass, we need wood or logs, saplings, and a compass, obviously. So let's get the compass built, and then we'll go over to the storage room and grab everything that we need to build the nature's compass. But with that, we do have a nature's compass, which is going to help us with anything if we want to find a new biome. So I don't know what it's pointing at right now, But if we right click it, we can select which biome we want. So if I want to look for a jungle, then I can just double click jungle and it will tell me searching, found, nice, biome jungle, coordinates 8,369 by 2,329. So it is 8,000 blocks away in this direction. I think we are just going to leave our nature's compass probably in our backpack because we will use it eventually, but it's not going to be right away. And with all of that aside, now that we've gone over everything, it is time to start work on today's episode proper. So I really do want to get a tree farm built in here. I really need to work on an automatic way to get andesite alloy because this is painful. All I want to do is build a tree farm. Okay, I think after that we should have enough to at least make a start. So I want most of it to be made out of girders. You can see I have a lot of girders. But I think I want to do like an open wall warehouse type thing and then have the trees in this sort of area. So this is where all the farming's actually going to be done, but then we'll have the storage maybe over here. We could run it down this way. So if we do that, and then, so we'll have those two there, and then we'll maybe bring it down to here. So it's just like a little, almost like a gazebo type thing. And can we extend these out? Yes, we can. Nice. So we want it 5 high? Yeah, 5 high. There we go. So I think about that tall, and then we can just run girders like along this way. There we go. So if we put our roof on top of here, this is where our wood is going to go. I think I made way too many girders. There we go. So that is the initial framework of what we want to build. I might change that to coarse dirt and add some coarse dirt in here just to texture it a little bit. But next, what we need is the actual location for the trees. So what I want to do first is I definitely want to get rid of the trees that are currently around here. And do I still have a hand crank? No, my hand crank is at home. That's fine. Let's go and grab our hand crank so that we can get rid of some of these trees. Okay, now that we have a relatively tree-free zone, what we're going to do is we're going to try and work out a couple of contraptions that can go in here and cut down some trees. Okay, so what I have is we have some gantry shafts, a gantry carriage, and some gear shifts. So if I place these along here, and then I need a gearbox there to power it, I think. And then the gear shift would go here, gearbox there, and then shaft input over here. I'll just grab a gearbox and chuck it in there. That should be fine. So that should, in theory, if we pop the gantry carriage on there, this should, in theory, then move the gantry carriage. I don't know which direction it's going to move it in, though. So let's just grab a hand crank and do a quick manual test. Right, so that's going the wrong way. So what we would need is power. There we go. So that sends that across. And then the goal is for it to unpower so that it can come back. Cool. So this does work. I just wonder if maybe there's an easier way. We could have it going across this way instead. Yeah, that might actually be better. So hold on. Let me grab up all my stuff. And then we'll try it the other way, because then it'll be way easier to get a shaft input into here. So instead of having the gantry carriage there, what we'll do is we'll have the gantry carriage run along the back here. And then we could probably actually have one gantry carriage go the whole way. So I was just thinking that we can add in some power like this, so we can get it in this little power shed that is going to go on the back of our warehouse, which I think is looking pretty good so far. We're using the rough stone ground, but I don't know if we're going to fit the water wheels in here. Yeah, we are going to have to go with the lower floor, but that's fine because we can do slopes as well. There we go. So now we have power that we can draw out from that block, I think. Yes, right. Okay, so we can draw power straight out of here, and if we grab a shaft output, there we go. So now we can take power straight out of here, and if we just move the farm along by one, we can do that. We could have one carriage do all of it, actually. That might be a better idea. There we go. And now if we grab this, we should have more than quick enough power to get us everything that we need. So what I think we need are some temporary blocks. So we'll use some rough stone for now. So if we just fly, yep, okay. So we can fill this whole area with blocks. That's good. With trees, sorry. So I think we should do rows of trees. So maybe these could be spruce, then dark oak, oak, birch, birch. Cool. So those are going to be our trees. So we need 6 more mechanical saws. Okay, so this is sort of what I was thinking. So I was thinking we could connect them all with girders like this. I'm not 100% sure where to put the storage. I think the storage might just go along the back here. So we'll have a vault here. I don't have any vaults on me, but I'll go and grab one. Right. So this is our little vault, and off the back of this vault, we are going to have a portable storage interface right here. Perfect. So now we have a working contraption. So let's just see if it moves. Let's just double check that it actually does what it's supposed to do. It does. And the saws are working. That's great. That is great. All we need to do now is get deployers on it, which shouldn't be too hard. We can have the deployers come off the back from here. So if we pop a girder up from each one like that, then we can have the deployers. We can have the deployers on that block up there. And then if we run this contraption one more time, we should see the deployers working as well. What we need to do is build 4 more deployers and then get them sorted out with saplings and then get the storage system done. This should be okay. All we need to do is line this area with some blocks that can't get filled. So I think what we'll do is we'll make a little stone platform and we'll leave space for the trees, because I don't want the trees to just grow in one big long straight line. That's not really how I want to do this. I would much rather have the trees spaced out by a couple of blocks just so it looks a little bit more natural. And maybe we'll do random spacing, but yeah, basically, I need to go and grab a lot of stone so that we can fill out this stone platform. And as if by magic, we have completed the platform where our trees are going to stand. So now all we need to do is actually get the location of the trees put in and then get some dirt in there. Now, I only have 5 dirt, so I need to go and grab some. But let's get our tree locations popped in. So I think I want a dark oak here, and then we'll leave a 2-block gap and go with another dark oak, and then we'll just do the same all the way along the line. So leave a 2-block gap and then make space for the dark oak. So now everything is running the correct direction. So now all we need is to figure out the redstone for the tree farm to get it to turn around, and then we're good. So I think an observer at the end here. So maybe so an observer on, we need this to go forward by 2 more blocks. Do I have more gantry shafts? I do. Yeah, we actually need that to go further. There we go. So it's reached the end. So if we put an observer in the floor facing up with a redstone link on the back, then we can use a redstone link and a pulse extender to manage this. So we need a pulse extender. Pulse extender, here we go. So we need all of this stuff, which if we grab a brass sheet, we will be able to make. And now that we have all of that stuff, I think we should be able to get everything set up. So do this just here. Right. Cool, let me go and grab a couple of logs and then we will get this signal sorted. So it can't be stripped logs, they have to both be normal logs, and I think we're going to use 1 spruce, 1 dark oak, because that should be unique. And then once it reaches the end, it should head back for 20 seconds. So it reaches the end and then it goes back. Ah, it's so simple. It's so simple. Okay, so I've done a little bit of rejigging to the system. Everything still works exactly the same. I've just replaced where some gearboxes went so that we can separate the mechanism. So I'll just show you guys, if I flick this switch, then what is going to stop is the input mechanism over here. So this is for when we want to prevent any more wood coming into the system because we have a backlog from the output. The output is still going to process because the processing plant is probably going to run all the time. In terms of the create side of things, that is everything in this area done, apart from a drawer controller slave. And then all we need to do is put a roof on our power shack, our storage shack, and our gazebo, and then put a wall up around here, and then we're done. Yeah, so I'm going to go and grab some framed blocks, and then I will get ready building the roof. And then I will also grab some blocks for the wall that is going to surround the perimeter of this place. And then we will get that built as well. And something like this for the wall, I think is going to do just nicely. So what I've done is I have taken it all the way around the back here. And the only reason the mountain is going to stay this way for now is because nobody's really going to see back here. It's not often that we're going to come over this side. This is more just for, sort of just for ourselves, I guess. This bit, I thought would look quite cool pressed right up against the gazebo. I thought that was a cool idea. And then we have this entrance here that I'm going to do something with. I don't know if I want an archway, and if I do want an archway, I don't know if I want it to be create base, so if we use the framed blocks, or if I just want to do a little vanilla archway like I would normally. So what I want to do is I want to get all of these placed and then see if any grow before the next cycle for the harvester. And I'm wondering what's going to happen on its way back is my question. We'll have to see if it gets blocked, because if it does, there's a problem. But if a tree grows while it's on its way back, that could cause an issue. I don't think it will, but it could. So all I need to do is get a roof put on my gazebo and my other 2 little huts, and then I think we are done. While I was out collecting some of the blocks that we needed for the roofs, we actually... Oh, that's... No, okay, that makes sense. Right, no, that makes a lot of sense. So, we can see that our contraption is actually broken because we don't have the saplings filters in here. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to put a dark oak sapling in each of these, or actually we could just use a spruce sapling. Right, so now, what is the problem with our machine? What's wrong with it? What's going on? So it doesn't look like anything was in its way. What happens if we... Right, okay, so it can't go backwards with those trees. But then if we... Is it just waiting? Did it try and go backwards? Is that what the problem is? Is it in the interval? It is. What if we reduce that to 2 ticks? Okay, so you can see some things are growing, and I have just set the tick to 20 minutes. So now every 20 minutes, this system will fire. And I think we are going to run into an issue of these deploying incorrectly, but I'm hoping that nothing will grow behind it. And if something does grow behind it, then I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to place some mechanical drills on the back. But now we can do that. That wouldn't be too bad. Actually, maybe we should do that. Perfect. So now it shouldn't ever get caught on another tree. Here we go. It's working. It's going. It's stuck. Why is it stuck? Oh, because the deployers can't go through the tree. Right. Okay. You know what? I'm going to completely get rid of this entire contraption. And what I'm going to do is set it all up on a minecart instead. Because right now, it just doesn't seem to want to work with the gantry. So I'm going to set it up as a minecart contraption, because I think that is just going to work a little bit smoother. And because to me, it makes way more sense to have it on a minecart, and the gantry was always a bad idea to begin with. What was I thinking? Why did you guys let me do this? Why didn't you stop me? You could have said something, and you didn't. Right there, now that it's on a minecart contraption, it should work perfectly. I know how minecart contraptions work. I don't know why I didn't just stick to that the whole time. So I'm going to go grab enough rails to get this sorted. I need a couple of activator rail, or what are these called? Controller rails. I need 2 of those. Perfect. And I need some more powered rails. So I'm going to go and get those made. Right. So the last thing we need to do is get a system set up for putting the saplings back in. So we're going to need 2 more portable storage interfaces. We will need to turn this back into a real block, which is fine. We can do that. So we need to turn this back into a real block, which we can't do from this angle. Okay, now that we have all that sorted, all we need to do is figure out the method of getting saplings back into the system. And I have a perfect idea for that. I think what I'm going to do is get another portable storage interface on here and then hook that up to a portable storage interface on the back of a storage drawer over here. Okay, I have this system in place to try and put saplings back into the system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this run and see if it works. So my understanding is that this should work fine. It's whether or not it actually does is the question. However, unfortunately, we have run out of time for this episode. So I thought that I would be able to get this episode finished recording by Thursday, get it edited over the weekend, and then get it up for Sunday. Unfortunately, this weekend has been terrible. I won't go into any details with you guys because I don't want to bum yous out in a very, what I think is quite a light-hearted video. But either way, unfortunately, we have run out of time. It feels like I'm running out of time for every episode recently, but we have made a ton of progress. I mean, our tree farm is working. It is producing all the different types of wood. The wood is backing up, but that is okay because we don't actually need it right now. But we will get the drawer controller slave set up and the rest of the tree farm done in the next episode. So I do apologize. I do apologize for this episode running a little short again. I am really trying to get them out on time with enough content for you guys, but things just keep popping up, and you know, you can't always help life. Life gets in the way sometimes, but I am really trying. I hope you guys still enjoy the episodes. If you do, drop a like on this one and drop a comment. Let me know what you think we did well or anything else that you'd like to see me do in the world. And if you are enjoying the content as a whole, please do subscribe. It really means a lot, and the support on the last few episodes has been absolutely incredible. I just cannot thank you guys enough for all the wonderful comments, all the new subscribers, welcoming everybody, and just everybody watching the videos, even if it's just for a few seconds. It helps out a lot. And if you guys want to help out the channel anymore, please do hit that subscribe button. But other than that, I will catch you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome. Bye, guys. I can't believe we didn't think about sticks. I mean, how stupid can I be?